And it's another TikTok live. Okay, well, thank y'all so much for joining. Although no one is here yet, so that's just me talking to myself. But eventually people will show up, and then I'll say, thank you for joining. Let's get into talking about fragrances. If you have a specific fragrance in mind, obviously Christmas is around the corner, so it might be too late to buy something online, but you could probably still shop at your local Ross, TJ Maxx, Ulta, Sephora, the usual. Cara Nadine says, please play Zomboid again. Thank you for, that's something relaxing. I need to get into the gaming again. Some of my favorite games are releasing. I may need to upgrade my PC. Hey Katya. Man, Zomboid was fun. Less pressure than talking about fragrances, to be honest. Hey SK. Okay, Thomas, Cosmala, I'll press L'Amour. David Realty. So I haven't heard of this fragrance, but happy to still... Yeah, this is the same one that the French perfume house, Golden Rose Ring. Hi, thank you so much for joining on the Purple Bot. This is one of the ones that I'm not familiar with the brand, but it did look nice. The bottle reminded me a little bit of the house Parlez-moi de Parfum. This one looks good. I love the bottle style too. So I haven't tried this one. Thomas Kosmala. I'll have to look him up, see what he's about, what they're about. Let's see, Mind Games. If you heard every single sip from my microphone, I apologize in advance. I've seen this brand over Instagram and over TikTok. The bottles are beautiful. I've not sampled any of the fragrances, although it seems like they seem to be pretty influencer friendly. So maybe I'll reach out to them. Sometimes it's a little bit difficult to get PR stuff whenever sometimes there's an agency in the way. Not always the case, but sometimes. So there you go. And by the way, if you give me a follow, much appreciated. I'll send you one of these noises if you give me a follow. Not all the time though, or else it gets way too crowded. So this looks nice. A white floral that's musky. I wonder if it's similar to Alien. Don't know what that is. A Fugazi. Fugazi. Cookie. Very cool. All right. A brand I need to check out. All right. Miss Person VNG asks, what do I think about Mont Blanc Explorer? Let's put it on the board. I usually rank it pretty high. I'm talking A tier. Now, Mont Blanc Explorer can be pricey if you go full retail. This is one of the fragrances that I consistently get compliments on. It's a little bit sweet, a very clean, slightly synthetic ISOE Super Ambroxan smell. So like that popular Ambroxan style fragrances that are in a lot of blue colognes is in here. Or, Dior Sauvage, but a lot of popular fragrances have Ambroxan. Love it. I usually use it to layer with some of my expensive fragrances just because it's cheaper to use this and it still has a high price point kind of esque feel, similar to Aventus. Hey, way to go, man. I love that this is your first cologne, and congratulations. Congratulations. Golden Rose Ring over on the Purple Bot, of course, asks for Daisy Love Marc Jacobs. They do a lot of things well. Fresh, floral, fruity. They don't tend to last just as long as designer fragrances as if you were to get a Marc Jacobs, but it's in that wheelhouse for projection and longevity. For price point and value, under $70 is pretty good. I'd probably put it in the A tier, maybe A minus. I tend to like the Oh So Sweet version, but this is still just as good. Oh, thank you so much for the follow. And then a follow gets a... You're a win in my book. You're a win in my book. Diptyque's Orpheon. Love it. All right, catching up on the chat. Somebody asked about Santal 33. Yeah, Gucci Gardenia doesn't really last. It's the chamomile scent. I think the scent profile probably does last. It just may be more skin dependent. And then if it does last, it may not be projecting as long or as heavy as a normal one would. Somebody asked about Dolce & Gabbana The One. I think the fragrance is nice. I think it's a good entry-level fragrance, especially for the price point. If you're getting Dolce & Gabbana The One, go for The One Eau de Parfum. It's very hard to like say much negative about it. It's like a sweet ambery vanilla, very, very nose friendly. I feel like anybody can really find it approachable and warm. I would put it in A minus. I still keep it high because you could find really good deals for it. But nowadays, even though it's like one of the classic staples for a winter or date night fragrance, I'd say start looking at the My Way collection. The My Way collection could be a bit more unique. Good Coach women's fragrance. You know, on the last one, we covered Wild Rose. If you're looking for one, Fruity and Rose. Rose is a very popular fragrance note and fragrance style. I don't think it'll ever really... I think it's having a moment, especially with like Delina. So if you're looking for a Coach fragrance, this is a good one to consider. And thank you so much for those follows. If you enjoy this type of TikTok content, be sure to give me a like and a follow. Santal 33. Yeah, so if you like this fragrance and you want something a bit more budget friendly, I'd say Commodities Book. And by the way, I am a Commodity affiliate. I do make a little bit of commission if you use my link in my bio. Full disclosure, right? Because that's what honesty is about, being disclosing. But I will say, really nothing beats or competes with Santal 33 in terms of projection and just the overall sillage. So that Centro that it leaves behind, Santal 33, I believe, uses some exclusive like fragrance materials to make it like super potent. So you won't be able to beat it in terms of scent, but you could get scent similar or scent adjacent, scent close to. I rate it really high. Jimmy Choo Fever. First one I saw. Is this, how old is this? A 2018 Jimmy Choo Fever. Never smelled it. A 2018. Is it still around? Macy sells it for 130. That can't be right. Or maybe it is. Looks like it's rated high on here. Even though I haven't tried it, I do love vanilla, lychee, and plum. Looks good. Look at this. Somebody's selling theirs for 25 bucks, 33 bucks. This is a really good value, okay? Just for the scent profile, under 40. I'd say toss it an A minus. Killian Love, Don't Be Shy. I usually rank high. On my last ranking video, I put it under S tier, and it might have been more topic related because we might have been talking about marshmallow fragrances, like top ones or favorite ones. Oh, thank you so much for those follows. Nautica Voyage. If you're looking for your first entry level, I'm a young guy, junior high, high school, I need a fresh cologne because I'm sweating all the time. I want to smell good. I don't want to smell bad. Nautica Voyage, the best 25 bucks I think you could spend on a fragrance. It is also on my Amazon shopping list. On my bio, I think? I don't know what. Bleu de Chanel. Okay, Bleu de Chanel. Great fragrance. I used to put it in S tier, but then I feel like you lose some of its uniqueness. You do have the Dior name. It does have great performance. I would put it in a high A tier. My favorite is the Eau de Parfum. I think people are split between favorites on the Eau de Parfum or Parfum. You get more citrus in this Bleu de Chanel Eau de Parfum, and then you get more of that blue. I'm assuming it's an aroma material called dihydromercenil. What Wilhelm perfume is in that A tier? Oh, this is Dear Polly. So on one of my videos, somebody asked about one of my favorite tea perfumes. And this is one I wear. Like, anybody can wear Dear Polly. I think it smells great. It does have like a very strong, slightly animalic ambergris note, but it's probably just used more for projection and as a fixative. Super awesome, super good. One of my favorite tea fragrances. I've seen some reviews on Fragrantica that say it smells like Elizabeth Arden's green tea. I mean, it's in the same tea house, but I get it. I get it. What's the third one in S tier? The third one in S tier is Achillean fragrances. Why is my brain malfunctioning right now? I can't remember it. It's not apple brandy. It's something else. All right, John, get your brain working. Angel Share. I've done 3 videos on Angel Share, and of course, my brain just fries whenever I think of it. Black Opium, Narciso Rodriguez Rouge, or... Okay. Anna's asking me what she should wear on a date. Cloud, Rouge, or Black Opium. Personally, I would go Rouge. Second, I would go Black Opium. Third, I would go Cloud. All of them are great, although I feel like powdery tones tend to project or give the sentiment in my nose or to my like brain firings seriousness. Although nothing wrong with just smelling sweet like candy. So, good one. Good collection. Date Night Fragrances. Good collection. Thank you so much for those follows. All right. Grimsy says, what's a good male college scent? Club de Nuit Intense Man. Very great value for a fragrance. Smells a little bit synthetic, but it's only like for like 10 minutes because most citruses tend to lean that way that are under a budget. Prada Paradox worth it? I don't think so. Not right now. I think it's good, but not worth it. What do I think about Dossier perfumes? I think some are good. They're not all bad. Some of them are pretty good. Okcha, I've heard really good things on. There was another one. I think it's called Fragranza. So, in general, some of them are good, but it is hit or miss. Definitely look at some of the reviews, and even Reddit, surprisingly, gives some pretty fair critiques on Dossier online. So, not all of them are going to be close dupes or project as much, but yeah. How many colognes do I have? I think full bottles, maybe 30, and then samples, we're talking like 100. Melissa, thank you so much for the follow. Okay, so first time chat Light Mike asked, Coach Open Road. I haven't smelled this. It's a new release, so definitely interested in it. A new Coach fragrance. Tiffany, thank you so much for that rose. I have to check it out. Interesting. Light Mike, it looks good. I haven't tried it. I wonder what Fragrantica says it smells like. Dolce & Gabbana K, Ferragamo F. I already have that one. All right, Big Smoke really wants me to talk about this one, but it's not even on here. Piano Ohm. Piano Ohm. Maybe it's Alberto Rossi por Ohm. I don't see any for Alberto Rossi. Maybe he's just not on Fragrantica or not on the fragrance chart. Hi says Sauvage Elixir. Sauvage Elixir is great. Doesn't smell like the other Sauvages as much. One of the most darker ones. Probably closer to the winter time. Love it. It's gonna be a A+ tier fragrance. Ooh, what fragrance I recommend for prom in the Parfums de Marly line? Yo, you're getting a Parfums de Marly for prom. Okay. So two that I would recommend to look at. Oriana. This is going to be the more marshmallow fragrance, very sweet. I'm assuming it's more young. Delina gets a lot of love, but Delina is also more incense and cashmere based. This one's going to be more fruity, a little bit more citrusy, still super potent. So Oriana. And then Delina Exclusive. This is going to introduce a little bit more of that rose intensity. Both of them are pretty good. Inkfinger says, what fragrance are you using? Or sorry, what website are you using? I'm using Fragrantica and tiermaker.com. Dior Homme is solid. I put it in A-. The differences between the Sauvage fragrances. I mean, some of it is the intensity of the ambroxan or the aromatics or like a Lemmy. I mean, this one might have more projection and have spices. This one probably would be my favorite if I had to pick from like the first three flanker line. And the other ones may introduce a bit more of that blue, that classic blue cologne scent style. Like it, maybe it just doesn't have the original aromatics or spices that the first one has. Let's see. Yeah. They're good. Josh says he loves the EDP over the rest. That's a great one. Okay, Spiffy says thoughts on Carolina Herrera's Bad Boy. Bad Boy, I think, is good, not bad. I'm just not a fan of the fragrances. Like if I'm looking for something like this, I would go the one, Eau de Parfum, or I'd go for the Armani My Way collection. Now it is that price point where it's like in between Hugo Boss, right between Armani My Ways. So like if it's for the price point, I would just say go for an alternative. I would put it in B tier. It says smells like Invictus Victory. All right. Dior Homme Sport. Specifically 2017 edition. Mario, quick thought on 1 million. It's okay, man. I'd probably put it in C tier. It's been around for a while. It's not a bad scent. I just feel like there are way better from the flanker collections. 1 million Lucky, 1 million. Just the flankers are really good. So if you're looking for a value, you could probably still get the flankers or some of the other 1 million editions, and those would be like high B tier, low A tier. Dior Homme 2017. This one would be high. I'd probably put it in A-. So personally, for me, I'm not the hugest fan of grapefruit, but sometimes it works well. What is your opinion on rum scents, and do you have a favorite one? I do. I mean, it could. I thought it was first Angel Share. It's more of like a cognac spice rum smell. But then I smelled this one to my father. Whiskey, leathery. It smells like a Manhattan cocktail. So this one is very nice. Doesn't project as long as heavy as the other one, but this is really good. Yeah, Josh, great suggestion. Try to find 1 million Privé. That's another great one. What's a good sweeter men's fragrance? So if you're looking for no price point, or sorry, price point, then you could go Mont Blanc Legend. That's a common one. If you want like date night ultra sweet, then I would go ultra male. You don't like it that sweet? You want something a bit more versatile? I would go Versace Eros, Eau de Parfum for something sweet. This one's kind of minty, so you have to enjoy it. Enjoy the smell of mint occasionally. And then some of the other ones, Parfums de Marley Leighton. Leighton, a very sweet, warm vanilla. This might be more for a cooler season, but it is a very great signature scent. Dylan Blue. Okay, great question. Dylan Blue, I don't recommend that often. It's not a bad scent, but it's more like a scenario. Like if you don't really have already Sauvage or Bleu de Chanel, this is kind of like that hybrid in between. I think they even may even be in here too. Yeah. Like if you already have Sauvage or Bleu de Chanel, you don't need Versace Dylan Blue. My opinion. My opinion. If you don't have either of those and you really want something affordable, this isn't bad. I think the scent profile is a bit younger. 212 any good? Which one? 212 Men? VIP Men? I'm going to say A tier. Great question. Baby Nips. Wait. That sounded weird. It's a weird username, but okay. Maybe it's Knips. What does more alcohol do to the smell of cologne? So it depends on how much more, but typically perfumer's alcohol is going to make the notes more volatile. Yes, it may not last as long, but the intensity of the first set or first few minutes may increase, and also the scent overall may project more. Now, it could also bleed into the fragrance because you don't want to smell something and smell like rubbing alcohol. I don't think they'll smell like that because most of it are pretty covered up. But yeah, as long as it's within reason, you won't usually smell it. Carolina Herrera Cologne. Polka dot package from Johanna. Polka dot package. This isn't the polka dot one, right? I may have a hard time finding it. I won't be able to find it. Herrera for Men. This one I haven't tried. When was this released? A 91. Whoa. A 91 collection. 4.25. That's a serious photo. Like, whenever you decide to wear a tie and not even have it like wrapped around the shirt, you mean business. You mean business. Okay, serious note. Never tried this fragrance. It's rated really high. I'm excited to sample this one if it's still around. It may be discontinued. This one's a 91, so I expect it is. Somebody said, definitely not business. Katya, not business. Okay. Bleu de Chanel Parfum is good. I rate it A tier. Just as I think you'll be split on preferences. Some people say Eau de Parfum, Parfum. Okay. Somebody says Black Phantom by Killian. All right. If this is going in someone's stocking, they will definitely appreciate it. If I'm going off memory, I think this is the Tiramisu Chocolatey Caramel Fragrance. Gourmand of Gourmand. Rum, dark chocolate. Caramel and coffee. Yeah, this is for the gourmand lovers. And you know what? They even have a pretty affordable travel size. Unfortunately, this one may not be at most Sephora's or Ulta's. Victor, thank you so much for that rose. And if you followed me, much appreciated. I'm going to give you a little song if you gave me a follow. Thank you so much. I would put this one in A tier. Thoughts on Azzaro Chrome? Oh, and by the way, I am working on still my formula. Perfume brand, perfume launch. You see it at the very top, right here. SoftYes.co, John Gonzalez. So I will be working on a fragrance launch. This is where you can sign up to learn more about when that fragrance launch is going to release. The first set I will be selling at discounts because I will be selling unlabeled, fancy boxed bottles. It's just going to be the perfume alone. Let me know what you think. So Chrome Azzaro, if you don't have Nautica Voyage and you're looking for something a bit nicer, I think this one has better projection, a little bit more of a synthetic smell, but it's not bad. Like, I like it. This is good. It's a little bit dressier in terms of like professional. So I like Chrome Azzaro. Golden Rose Ring, thank you so much. Panda says Up to the Moon, House of Oud. Never heard of it. That bottle, lovely egg. Lovely egg. Fruity floral. The House of Oud. I love that logo. Man, to dream of the day where I could be so confident in my fragrances, I could just sell them in like egg-looking bottles. I don't have that confidence yet, but maybe one day I will. I've never tried this one. It looks awesome. I'm a fan of powdery fragrances. Can't really give much feedback to it. If I come across it, I'll give it a try. Cobalt. Is Cobalt good? I'd say it's alright. It's... probably one of the better ones from the Bad Boy collection. This is a Bad Boy flanker I could get behind. It's even rated decently high on Fragrantica. And plus, you get a lightning bolt. Like, how often are you going to get a fragrance and a lightning bolt at the same time? It doesn't happen. And then it also has the name Bad Boy. Bad Boy Lightning Bolt. That's too good. It's too good of an opportunity. Victor Hugo. Oh, Beyond Romance. Ralph Lauren. Pearl. I'm a fan of a lot of the Ralph Lauren collection. from the tender romance to the bromance to the beyond romance. Some of them have really big cult followings, even the original. I believe the original might have been Tender Romance. And some of them resell for like 5 times the original price because it had such a strong, dedicated following. And there hasn't been something similar to it. So I'm a fan of this. I would put it in A tier. Even rated high on Fragrantica. What does it resell for? 100 plus. Yeah. No, this is great. Yeah, see what I mean? Ralph Lauren Tender Romance. Discontinued. Good fragrance. That gives me a fragrance idea. Okay, so Tender Romance discontinued. Get a bottle of it for $180. $180. Victor Hugo, you were a gifter, so I would happily go over Moschino's Toy Boy. Much appreciated on that rose gift, Victor. Much appreciated. Okay, one of the strongest rose fragrances from Moschino. A lot of their fragrance is unapologetically like overdosed. So if you want something light floral, this isn't it. This goes heavy, and also goes heavy in spices. So elemi and pink pepper. So I think in the general, like what I've seen on YouTube, what I've smelled myself. So I'll start with myself. Myself, I probably rated it B, but that's personal. Like I'm not the big fan of the combo of elemi and pink pepper. I've mentioned it on other ones. I think these two notes, elemi and pink pepper, smell a bit too close to lemon pepper seasoning. Now, if you do any type of research on like best budget fragrances or like people's review on Moschino's Toy Boy, it typically gets really high marks because it does last, it does smell very good. It's a very sharp, masculine style rose. It's also a cool looking bottle. So yeah, I think most people would put it at A. I tend to put it at B. A good signature scent that's fruity, but also vanilla, but not too heavy, but not too vanilla-y, but not too minty. And it can't have anything that's too strong. It's got to be a medium strength, not light strength. Oh man, I got you. A good signature scent that's fruity, but also vanilla. Oh goodness. What can I recommend? This is light vanilla, fruity, but also vanilla. Dried fruits, still sweet. I will say this also has an undertone of leather. So it does smell professional, does smell woody and clean. This is what comes to mind. Yeah, Victor, it's like someone punched me in the face with a rose bouquet. With Moschino's Toy Boy, it is potent. Nautica Voyage, I rank high. I usually put it in an A tier for value. What makes a cologne smell last longer? It's the color. If they add darker coloring, it lasts longer. Bet you didn't know that. Okay, no, that's actually not true. What makes a cologne last longer is usually the materials. Like certain perfume materials is what has blotter testing, blotter tenacity, and that means how long that material can last on paper, which corresponds with how long it'll last in a fragrance. Some things last 72 hours, some things last 8 hours. So the heavier molecules or the stronger tenacity of a note, typically is what's gonna determine that longevity. I mean, I'm going off memory. I like darker resins. Think of notes like vanilla, benzoin, deeper woods like oud, cedar, leather, vanilla, some of the musks. So those are the things that are going to make it last long. Katya had a good recommendation. If you're looking for a fruity sweet, Montpellier by YSL. Favorite from Penhaligon's? I don't have a favorite from Penhaligon's. I haven't sampled enough of them. I hear a lot about Halfeti. I'm just going to go with that one. Halfeti. The name of this page, please. The name of this page is Fragrance John. Oh, wait. Like Fragrantica? Yeah, Fragrantica. Why do so many fragrances have pear notes? Let's see if this one has a pear note. It doesn't. My guess on why fragrances have pear notes is because there is a aroma material called ambretolide. It may be even in a perfume called God is a Woman. So there's a perfume material called ambretolide. It gives a musky, soapy, pear-like scent. It's in a lot of fragrances. Now, sometimes you'll smell the pear, but it won't be listed as a material. So sometimes you'll smell pear, and it's because they're using ambret, some type of ambret similar molecule, or ambretolide. So that's typically why like some of the soapier, fruity fragrances have pear notes in them, because it's married to that molecule. Hey, quick question. My brothers are into cologne. I'm wondering what boys prefer. Quick question. My brothers are into cologne. I'm wondering what boys prefer. I mean, to be honest, I think sometimes I love a cool bottle. Like a bottle's part of it, or a cool name. Like Jazz Club, I think, is just such a popular, always out, especially the travel sizes. A great fragrance gift, in my opinion, is Jazz Club travel size. Meaning if they don't like it, you can have it because it's a great fragrance. It seems like it's extremely universal. Everybody likes that the scent profile, especially this time of year. So Jazz Club, that's one. Another one is YSL. Just a more professional, clean. If you want something that's like at Sephora or more unique, you could look at brands like Abbott. Very woody. You have Sequoia. This is one of the new brands in Sephora, or Commodities Book. What tier do I have Burberry Brit? For the price point, I would put it in A tier. I mean, under $30 typically. If you can find it, I'd put it high. Uh-oh. Completely hit the wrong button here. All right. Trying to catch up on the comments. So if I do this face for a while, I'm not frozen. G Salad says, "Why do I hate JHAG?" Okay, let me repeat the question. G Salad says, "Why do I hate JHAG?" My suggestion and my just opinion It's a musk-based fragrance. A lot of the other fragrances in their collection are going to be ambroxan heavy or musk heavy. Technically, they don't use ambroxan. They use something called Cetilox. Yeah, Cetilox, ambroxan. Not everybody's nose picks up the molecule the same way. And this applies to all musk. So that's why some fragrance brands, most fragrance brands, or all of them, use multiple musk to help increase their odds that our nose receptors will pick up those musk notes. Now, the downside is because some of those molecules are too big, sometimes some people's noses can't pick them up. If you look up some reviews on missing person, people can't smell it. Some people just can't smell that musky perfume. And so that might be a reason why you don't like Juliet Has a Gun. I said the word. So, G Salad, you're not alone. Riley Patterson, why are you using that photo? Wanted by Night. I don't know who y'all use or why y'all decide to use some of these silly photos. I mean, yeah, if y'all are in the chat, you could see Riley's photo. It's okay. Wanted by Night, I would rate it A. Somebody says, what website is this? This is Fragrance John's website. Buy cologne from Fragrance John and save 10% using John 10. Kidding. This is actually Fragrantica. So I'll put this one in A tier. Ooh, looking to buy Prada Intense. This one? All right, a 2011 release. Okay, this one? Let me just double check. Okay, yeah. I don't think there's any other Prada Intenses. This one doesn't ring a bell. It looks like it's being sold for under 70. Extremely high ratings on here. Never smelled it, but it looks like it's got great demand for still being sold for 120 bucks. How many years later? Since 2011, 10 years later, still being sold for that much. Yeah, that's a lot. So, yeah, I'm gonna throw it on A tier because that's the friend suggestion. Versace Eros. Oh my goodness, Colin Powell's on my chat. Colin, yeah, thank you so much. Okay, Eros Flame. Eros Flame, for the price point, you go A tier of Eros Flame. Somebody asked, what is my favorite vanilla fragrance? Huh. Man. Favorite vanilla. I'm pretty picky. I think for favorite vanilla fragrance, I would still go Layton. Parfums de Marly Layton. There supposedly is something from Lattafa that smells similar to it. Al Haramain, not Lattafa. Al Haramain. Ooh, orange creamsicle. That would be a delicious smell. Total rocks. Before you buy a fragrance, make sure it rocks. Totally. Am I a good spokesperson for this fragrance? Never heard of the brand. I don't know what IKKS Total Rocks is, but what does it smell like? Looks like some people mentioned Invictus Victory. Interesting. I wouldn't even know where you bought it. A 2011 release? I don't even see it being sold online. All right, we're going S tier. This is the best fragrance on the entire chat today. Ooh, that's a good one. We like Cloud. Ooh, Rocas Mustache. Okay. Great value, by the way. A lot of scent similarity. So this might be your favorite vanilla perfume if you like YSL Tuxedo. YSL Tuxedo is a very expensive, very nice fragrance. Not necessarily dupes, but within some similarities between these two. So, rated extremely high. This would be high for value. We're talking A++ tier. YSL Tuxedo, I'm assuming it's like 150. What does it sell for? I wish there was. I wish there was a way I could find how much things cost. Like a price dictator or a price counter. Herod? Oh, Herod's awesome. Maybe a bit sharp for some. If this is your first cologne, I probably wouldn't recommend it. So, Herod. I'd probably put it in A tier. Maybe knock off some points for price. It's pretty expensive. Not cheap. Okay, somebody asked Jimmy Choo Eau de Parfum. I don't see an Eau de Parfum. I see a Jimmy Choo Parfum, and then a Jimmy Choo Eau de Toilette. Which one is it? Okay, I'm going to assume it's this one. First problem with this one, according to the statement, it doesn't last long. Okay. Could be just the year of the fragrance. 2012 release. You know, some of the notes just don't have that. Everything has a shelf life. Especially after the first spray. After you spray your fragrance for the first time, begins the oxidation period where oxygen's affecting the molecules in the fragrance, science, yada, yada, yada. Things eventually fade, like all things in life. Dust in the wind. So the intensity, the scent of your fragrance will develop and change over time. So I don't know of an exact dupe or what's similar to it, but according to, will be another close one here. La Nuit Tresor, and that's not even something I've smelled for this one. Actually, this one I have smelled, but I haven't smelled the other one. So maybe you might like Lancôme. Katya wants me to put up Breath of God by Lush. This is one I haven't tried. How old is this one? A 2010. That's a unique one. They've definitely upgraded their packaging since then. Okay, somebody's a talented photographer. Look at that. No, that's not a real cat. That's a stitch. That's one of those stitching things. They've got Lord of Misrule, Breath of God, Junk. Yeah, A+ photo. Not the cat. Killian's Angel Share. Angel Share is awesome. I would go S tier. Very high ranking. And by the way, I'm launching a fragrance myself, so if you like fragrances, join the waitlist. I'm going to give a discount for first buyers. Great priority. So, S tier. I'm going to be picky. I'm going to start moving stuff down. But I can't justify it. Some of these are just too good. Thoughts on Dossier? I would just say save up the money and get a travel size. Like, I think we don't use as much fragrance as we think we do. Like, 2 fragrance bottles might last you several years. A travel size might last you 6 months. And that may be all you need. So, I would say more occasion-based. Decide on whether or not you need a full bottle of a dupe or just a travel size. There's a lot more travel sizes these days. Okay, opinion on Nautica Voyage. Nautica Voyage I like. I even have it on my Amazon shop for a discount. So if you want to check out the link in my bio, I'm pretty sure I have it as a discount on my Amazon shop. So yeah, buy it on my Amazon shop. I think you get it for like 30 bucks. One of the best value fragrances that you can get for the price. Nautica Voyage. Green, fruity, floral, fresh. Apple. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Okay. Now, what else can we see? Oh my goodness. A tangerine perfume from Fleur. That thing was juicy. I need to do a video on it. So, for those that don't know, Fleur just released this. It doesn't last that long and it doesn't project a ton, but it may be great just like to have a travel size because it smells like they've put pulp within the bottle. It smells just like pulp and juice and all that stuff. So pretty potent. So trying to find a day to do the review. All right. Tangerine, what is it rated on here? It's rated low, but it's probably more so because of the pricing. All right, for those that are wondering, some colognes on my Amazon shop. These are the going rates right now. Azzaro. This is on my link, on my bio. Cool water. But on here should be Chrome. Oh well, I'll get it connected again. There should be Chrome Azzaro. The Parfum one is on there. Versace Dylan Blue, I like. We rank it maybe like B+. I say if you don't have Sauvage or Blue de Chanel, it may be a good in-between. Youp is okay. I don't have anything wrong with Youp. I think it's a great value. Adidas Cologne from Ross. Doesn't last. Scent is really good though. Love the scent. I mean, unless you're going to be walking around, but you're going to nauseate people by carrying it around and spraying it often. Milk Plus by Commodity. I like it. This is the original one. So I really like Milk. That's actually book. If I could read. There it is. This is Milk. Milk, both of them I really like. I think Milk and then Book are some of my top ones. Halloween Man, not the X version? I don't think I've smelled the Halloween Man. I recommend the X version. Yeah, Halloween Man X. I mean, it used to be what, 35 bucks, 45 bucks? Now it's 61. At least it's on my Amazon shop. So, yeah. Hopefully I'll add more on this. I've got a ton of stuff on my Amazon shop. And it is on my bio. So, what Bath and Body Works sprays do I have here? Bath and Body Works sprays, I think I have to go off memory. I think this is like one of these is Into the Stars. Dupe for Burberry Her on a student budget. I mean, what about Cloud? I feel like Cloud Blues or Sweet Like Candy. I feel like Sweet Like Candy has some of this scent profile, and you could probably get it for around 30 to 40 bucks. Dupe, maybe not, but is very similar if you like the sweet style. And you have Cloud, or you can go Body Mist. But even the Body Mist is kind of expensive, like 35 bucks to 40 bucks. So I would say Cloud or Sweet Like Candy. Peter, thank you so much for being a new gifter. And by the way, for being a new gifter, I'm giving you a little song. He's like, yo, I'm never gifting again. That's way too much. Thoughts on Angel Share? So I really like this fragrance. One of the best cognac fragrances around. Now it may be a bit too spicy and sweet for some, and it does give a little bit of like a apple pie aroma. Some people like it, some people don't. Maybe think it's a bit too cinnamony. So I would rank it extremely high. I usually have it around S tier. Worst fragrance to own would probably be YSL Kuros. All right, I probably have 3 minutes on my live left. Then I hit the 1 hour mark, and then I turn into a pumpkin. And then I sleep. Pearl asks for Euphoria Calvin Klein. Euphoria Calvin Klein. I would go A minus. It's been a while since I don't think it's still in production or still being made. So a lot of the fragrances you might still get may have had a long shelf life on them. So assuming that it's like a freshly made bottle, I would put it A minus. But it likely may be something that's been sitting in stock somewhere for a while. Then I would toss it in B. Tom Ford effing fabulous, I would rank high. I'd go A tier. Hugo Boss Descent, I'd go A. I do turn into a pumpkin, Katia. Club de Nuit Sillage. I own that one. And I wore it for a good 2 weeks, and then I said, I'm done. There is an Ambroxan, some type of synthetic smell to this, and it's not the citrus. It just smelled a little bit too much like metallic and spit. Now, I picked that up. That doesn't mean you're going to pick it up. This is going to be a good alternative, a good budget option if you like Creed Silver Mountain Water. I think it does that well. Okay? I think it does that well for the price point. But I don't think it's a blind buy. For value, I was pretty happy with it. Like, citrus, even if I don't wear it all the time, I think it's good to layer with. Good options for female fragrances. So, it depends on what you like. Mugler's Alien Goddess collection. Either Goddess or Goddess Intense. Some of the best long-lasting coconut vanilla there is. Okay. So, I think, like, you really can't miss if you use any of the Ariana Grande collections. Whether it's Cloud, maybe God as a Woman. That one isn't going to be, for me, my favorite. But all the other ones are pretty good. The Burberry Her collection, if you want to spend a little bit more money. Then Burberry Her Elixir is a new one. My favorite from Carolina Herrera's would probably be Very Good Girl. Or Very Good Girl Glam. This is going to be the cherry version. The other one, Very Good Girl, will have rose and lychee. Lost Cherry I love. It's just hard to justify the price point. I mean, I used to rank it at A tier, but that price point, maybe I'd knock it down to B. Burberry Her Intense. I think it's Elixir. Is there an intense? Oh, there is. Okay. Fruity Amber? I don't remember this one. Another main Francis Kirkchin fragrance. Yeah, I guess it says it smells similar, but I don't remember this one. I would still rank it high. I would say A tier. It's a good one. Lamel's a great fragrance. If this is the one you got, yeah, I would say this one's a bit more versatile than Ultramale. You know, you could probably get a lot more use out of it. Jo Malone, beautiful fragrances. Not so beautiful price point. Oh gosh. I wish I brought a fragrance. Oh, maybe I did bring a fragrance. Would y'all like me to read you a book? This book is called Ego Stratus. Psych! It's a perfume. Ego Stratus by Juliet Hazak. Bleep! J-Hag. If you're thinking about getting Davidoff Cool Water, Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue for her, this is in that fragrance wheelhouse. Light citrus, super subtle fruity note. We're talking peach fuzz. Mostly citrus, marine, aquatics. This is just like I'm effortlessly being clean. And it has that Ambroxan, like J-Hag identity. It's not going to get a ton of love because it doesn't have that intensity, but I feel like it does have the personality of like chic, effortlessly white t-shirt type of cool. Tonka 25. I have a quick review on Tonka 25. I think it smells amazing. I did a first impressions from a sample, I want to say last week. So a few videos ago, you might see my first impressions. It does go more musky and powdery as it dries down. Some people may not like it because it has some of that cedar sharpness. Atlas cedar. But I liked it. I had this cologne and I dropped it and shattered heartbroken emojis. That is unfortunate. J-Hag. Thank you so much for the follow. And for that follow, I give you a little song. Versace Eros Flame, I give you an A tier. Cool Water Davidoff for the Valley, I'd go A tier. I even rank it. I even have it on here. Yeah, most of these fragrances aren't going to deliver, but this is a $35 fragrance for the Valley. I think it's going to be great. All right, I met my 1 hour mark. We'll answer one more question and then we'll say goodnight to everybody. Acqua di Gio Porum. Acqua di Gio Porum. This one's going to be similar to the original. I like it. Not my favorite. If I wanted a more citrus one personally, so I would probably say this is still going to be good. A minus. Personal preference for myself, I would shoot for Profundo Lights if you like the DNA of citrus and marine. But it's still good. I would put it in A tier. How do I feel about Creed? Creed I like. Very high price point. I mean, there's only 2 or 3 from the collection that I really love. Best tobacco and leather fragrance. Like, has to be combined? Or best tobacco? That's tough. There's different kinds of tobacco. There's tobacco vanille, which that one's like super subtle. Like, I don't really get tobacco and tobacco vanille. And then leather, maybe you said the Roc Boisé is nice, or you could just go for the best projecting, most noticeable leather, and that's ombre leather. All right, everybody. I tried to get to as many questions as I could. If I didn't answer your question, feel free to follow me on Instagram, send me a DM, leave me a comment on either TikTok, Instagram, one of them, and I will do my best to try to answer your question on the social page or on the social post of one of my last videos. As always, much appreciated. Thank you so much for joining on a, what is it, a Tuesday? It's a Tuesday, but it feels like a Friday. A tobacco perfume. Ooh, have a good night, Katya. And yes, Eldo or Table d'Orange, they might have a leather and tobacco. And there's a few other ones that have that fragrance note, but the style of sometimes it may be listed, but it may not be noticeable. All right, quick feedback on Gucci Guilty Black. I would say B tier. Thanks, everybody.